Okay, and live. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Hello, everybody. So we are live, and I've got Bonnie here with me today. Hi, Bonnie.
Hey, everybody.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm so happy it's Thursday.
It's Thursday.
You know, yep, we're coming into Labor Day weekend, and
Yes.
we're moving into fall. And I love fall for some reason.
Me
I
too.
feel way more
reminds me.
already.
I do have something, but I'll have to do it later. Probably today. I bought some lights. At the dollar store.
Nice.
And they're in the shape of pumpkins.
Ooh.
So I'll have to
Halloween vibes going on.
Because it's to me it's fall. But always the first few days of September are it's kind of back to school, and it's kind of an exciting time. I guess it always was for me anyway. Yeah. Woohoo.
I'm excited. I'm pretty happy.
What's that?
I'm excited. I'm pretty happy. I love fall. I'm rushing a little bit. I got the pumpkin spice coffee creamer in the refrigerator. I pulled out the cornucopia vegetable basket holder.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's cool. Little things working into Thanksgiving, and that's.
Yep.
We have Halloween. I love to decorate for Halloween, so I'm excited for that.
I do too, and my kid does. So so yeah, we always decorate as much as we can for Halloween. So
it'll be
we gotta make it fun.
It's almost apple picking and pumpkin farm season. If you can get out, unless you have your own in your garden. But
right. Yeah. Hey, that reminded me. When I was in high school, we had a crab apple tree in our front yard. It's about the closest I've ever been to apple picking was.
Oh wow!
never like gone to an apple orchard or anything like that.
I
would have someday.
Yeah, I literally have apple orchards down the road, and they.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah.
It's how fall can you get? Right.
And that's a nice activity too, because usually those types of places, there's so much property and trees that nobody is anywhere near each other. You know what I mean? If you're apple, cool. Yeah, it's very spaced out.
That's cool. So
you can hit your grocery store and make those candy apples too. That's
exactly nice. Exactly. Let's see. CB hasn't either, but she's been strawberry picking. Well, I do know that the UK grows some really good strawberries. I've heard that.
Those never last at my house because we have so much wildlife, tons of bunnies and deer. I live like about a half-hour drive from a bigger city or so, and then like 5 minutes to the town I live in. I live outside of a little town.
I have been berry picking. When I was very young, we went blueberry picking. Where were we living? I don't know. It could have been Virginia or maybe Ohio or something. But I do remember that my mother said I was just covered in berries. Because we would just eat them instead of putting them in the buckets, of course. So,
well, when I was younger, if it wasn't for the trees and the blackberries and the strawberries and the apple trees and the grapevines, I probably would have starved it as a kid. We didn't have a lot of food when I was a kid, so we got a lot of our food from the garden and from like plants when I was younger. When I was, much younger.
My mother grew up on a farm.
Mm-hmm. I didn't live on a farm, but I lived a lot of different places, but the largest portion I lived in one place, was in that situation. So.
Oh, we moved a lot when I was a kid, when I was growing up. A lot.
Me too.
Canning. Yeah, that was something my mother never did, but my grandmother did. I kind of got into it for a little while when my son was younger. Probably when I was taking a break from writing and stuff.
I don't do canning and things, but I use a lot of fresh fruit in my house for desserts, and everybody loves fruit in my house. A lot of fruit and veggies in my house.
Same here. I love, and I grew up on this, putting strawberries on top of ice cream. Mm-hmm. My mother tried to do that as much as she could.
That sounds yummy. My household puts Nutella on a lot of things. I swear, like, I'm so relieved to not have like somebody ask
me. That was my lunch yesterday.
You know how nice it is to
stop and get a snack while I was out running a million errands yesterday.
I haven't had a completely empty house, and so it's so nice to know for the whole day nobody else is going to ask me to make something, get something, do something, go take them somewhere. It's so lovely. I'm having the best Thursday ever.
Oh, good. Oh, I was a little frazzled earlier, but I'm having a pretty good Thursday night.
And everybody in the chat, don't forget to wish Heather a happy birthday.
Thank you for that. I was just going to say, though, to CB, excuse me, she only moved 3 times as a kid. That's pretty lucky, because I moved a lot.
When I
was young.
I've had years where I've moved more than 3 times a year.
Yeah. There were, a few occasions where I lived a place about 6 months. Thank you, Maggie. Thank you.
Well, everybody has their own. Everybody has their own
experiences.
Situations, yeah.
Yep. That is very, very, very true. And that's something that I always try to keep in mind.
Me too.
Everybody has different life situations, had different experiences growing up. Literally everyone is different. DNA wise, brain wiring wise, fingerprints.
I think sometimes we hear, this is just my opinion, I think sometimes when we're younger, we think, why don't they think like me? Why are they doing this? Why are they doing that? Why don't they do what I do? Why aren't they making good choices? And it takes a long time to realize people's perspective and maturity level has a lot to play. It's not just, why aren't they doing it right? It has experience, perspective, situation. It takes a long time to learn that it's not just, why won't they do the right thing? And how perspective and maturity level and circumstance plays a part. When you're younger, when I was younger and more immature, I couldn't understand why even some of my peers were doing certain things or not. And I'm just like, why aren't they making this choice? They could do that. But then as an adult, you realize a lot of things come into part. That immature mind starts to expand a little bit, in my perspective.
Exactly. Yep.
Takes a long time.
Yeah. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Since cutting it, that's right. Since cutting it, my hair seems to be, I don't know, fluffier.
So pretty.
I didn't brush it very much, so it's still kind of wavy.
This is deceptive. This is deceptive because the curling iron it can smooth, it's really that bleached hair underneath. I'm growing out to trim, it's yours looks really pretty and healthy.
Thanks. Nobody says that. I don't know. It's like it's interesting how I've changed on about hair. But as you all know, and a lot of people know, I've had cancer and I lost my hair. So I'm not nearly as sensitive about it as I used to be and all that stuff. You know, what women do to themselves about their hair. You know, they tend to be, you know, sensitive and whatever. So
that's really tough.
That's a result of socialization.
But that's still really tough too.
Yeah, it is.
I personally know someone who lost
standards are way too high for women.
Yeah.
Period.
I personally know someone who got brain cancer, and I want to explain it in a way and not. Her hair to her was like her favorite thing about herself. So she didn't have a lot of other things that she was with about herself, but her hair was one, and she ended up shaving it off. And then she grew it back, and then it went into, you know, it came back. She had to do it again. So it even if you're not that attached and you go through those things, it's so hard, because I saw her break down, trying to help her shape it as she went to get it back to where she was comfortable. It can be, I can't imagine going through that.
You know, it's also when, well, let's just say, for argument's sake, that a woman is told that was their, or maybe when they were younger, were told that was your best feature.
I can't even say I'm biased, because I've been
then you can get really attached. Not attached, but you can have, I don't know. When a person grows up thinking that that's their best feature, then they think that without it, well, then really look bad.
Well, they just need some support. And as a licensed cosmetologist for 20 years, I can tell you I've seen so many different haircuts on women, men, children, short hair, long hair, every which way.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, please don't ever ask me to do a bowl cut or a mullet. I'm not feeling
unless it's for a costume.
You want a flat top, or I'll prime you up. You know what I mean? But like, seeing that and talking to different people, you know, it's good to feel good about that. It can make you feel better about yourself too. It can help you even if you're not comfortable, to find a person who cuts your hair who can help you find a style that makes you feel comfortable in you, you know?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Not every stylist does that. So,
and I've been very lucky having to have stylists like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
what are you going to do special for your birthday, Heather? Change the subject to something more heavy. Please.
Not as deep.
Having such a great Thursday. I need more coffee now.
Oh boy, I'm
dropping tears thinking about people.
So tomorrow being my actual birthday, and my husband's not working, so we might actually do something tomorrow night. We might actually. I'm not sure yet. He hasn't told me yet if he's, but that is something we commonly do, is go out for dinner on a person's actual birthday.
That's
so and then I think I have a couple of family members that want to see me Saturday. Nice. So and then also it's my aunt's birthday as well on the 9th. So I guess we're having a get together on Saturday.
You get it easy then if you go out for the birthdays. Usually the birthdays in my house, I end up, you know, I cook whatever they want me to cook.
Right.
Meal.
I'd almost rather have it that way, but
broccoli Alfredo with chicken, shrimp, a whole whatever they just tell me they want for their birthday dinner. And then I usually make a double layer birthday cake. And it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
Sure. So, you know, I'd be happy with that, you know, or if we order a pizza. Even if order pizza tomorrow night and I'll have a glass of wine, I'll be happy.
I hope you just get a candle to blow out. So If not, I
that
drew
might
you
be
a
happening.
one candle birthday cake.
Saturday.
I didn't want to age you, so I drew you a one candle birthday cake.
I've made my own, hey, I've made my own birthday cakes too.
You've made your own?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm not making my own.
Yeah. I don't mind. You know, especially when my son was on a special diet. So, you know.
Well, you have different situations.
He kind of still is. So
I'm not making my own birthday cake. I'll go without, and then I'll complain how nobody got me a birthday cake. Like, see, I didn't even get a cake. What the heck?
My hair's still
all I do for you guys on your birthday, and I don't get a cake. Just kidding. Where's my dinner?
The reason I'm still messing with my hair is that it's still actually drying. So it takes forever to dry.
Well, what do you think?
I think because it's fine. I'm sorry. I'm still talking about hair.
Oh, you're good. I was going to say, what do you think we get into a sprint since we're all
I was going to say that earlier. And yeah, we never did do an intro, but we were kind of waiting to see if other people might show up. But
yeah, they still may.
If you feel like it, we can do it. Which it would be the more correct thing to do.
Well, it's there when you're ready.
What's that?
I said it's there when you're ready.
Oh, thank you very much for that. Okay, I'm still playing. Sorry.
I have all day.
I guess I need to. My name is Heather, and I've gone by Heather Dewey, Heather Pettit. Lately, I've been known as Heather Dewey Pettit. Whatever. I guess that's how I've been, doing the businessy name. And anyway, I am a writer, editor, and artist, and YouTuber apparently in recent years. And as a writer, I've been focusing mostly on fiction. I do sometimes blog as well, which I kind of try to do on a monthly basis. I attempt to do that on a monthly basis. Anyway, as an editor, yes, I'm a professional editor. My specialties are copy editing, line editing, and proofreading, and yeah, I'm having a brain fart. Sorry. Sensitivity reading, excuse me. And as an artist, I love working with watercolors and stamps and ink, and I like to make cards, and I have an Etsy shop. Hey, Bonnie, what would you like to say?
Hey, everybody. I am a writer, a reader, and a wannabe published novelist someday. And I am here on Thursdays with Heather to be productive, keep focused, keep motivated, and write with you guys. So whenever you're ready, let's do the sprint.
All right. Let's see.
Nice fall timer.
Hold up. I love it. That is a nice fall timer. Okay. Let's see. Would you like to say something before you click play, Bonnie?
Sure. Everybody stretch out, move those fingers, make sure that document's open, and focus. Let's go. Let's write. Sprint. Yay, it's Charlie.
It's Charlie. It's Charlie.
Hello, and happy early birthday, Heather.
Thank you very much.
Hey, Charlie, I just wanted to let you know, your stream had me thinking all week.
Oh, did it?
It did. When you were talking about speech, you know what I mean, and all those other things.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I think I'm a career criminal because how many times I told someone to go with self. All week I've been feeling bad about that. I'm like, how many times in my life have I just verbally told someone? I'm like, in my life,
It's
the last 2 years. Sorry.
Don't feel too bad.
Caught it, you know, even.
Yeah, it
was a great talk. It was a great talk. It got me thinking about so much stuff. And then it got me Googling things and I started rabbit holing. So I gained so much more perspective on different things about what is morally right and what is actually the law. I went down this big spiral. I'm not going back, but it was fun. So thank you for getting me thinking about all kinds of stuff.
Well, I try to get people thinking about a lot of different kinds of stuff.
No, but that was nice. It really got me thinking about something that I think in society is really important. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, compassion has been so beaten out of our culture and our society for, centuries. And it's something that's so important to me, and I'm just hoping that we can maybe find ways to bring it back. Like, it's because it's a hard concept to grasp.
Mm-hmm. And it's hard to tell what people are thinking just by if they put one sentence in the chat.
Oh yeah.
And then disappear like me and go down a rabbit hole. I'm like, oh, I should have stayed. I just spiraled. I kept popping in and out. I'm like, I'm gonna have to rewatch this.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking so hard. So thank you. I appreciate that. I think it makes me be more patient with people, I think. That conversation.
Their jobs depend upon it.
The hubby heard me say the word compassion.
Barrett,
and
I know I missed that.
And rushed over here and sat down and was like, compassion. Are we talking about compassion? I have a lot to say about this. It's like, yeah, just for simplicity's sake, I would just say anybody who is interested in trying to make this world a better place, charterforcompassion.org is a great resource to get started on. Karen Armstrong was granted one wish from the TED Foundation, and her wish was to start an organization that had one and only one goal, and that was to teach people to be nice to each other. And they are an interesting and amazing group. The charter was put together by a group of, I think it was 100 and some people from 70 some religions and various other non-religious groups. And they all hashed it out until they all had wording that they could agree on. And it is
it took a long time.
It not as long as one would think. That's kind of the miracle of all this. But they have a lot of different initiatives. They have the Compassionate Business Initiative, which is how we chartered our business when we started it. They also have the Compassionate City Initiative, which I have tried a couple times to get our city to do, and they're just like, why should we be nice to people? And I'm like, fine. But they also have a lot of very, very good personal resources as well, because trust me, I've been in a very like wanting to yell and scream and throw people against the wall, place since last Friday. And I understand. And it took me a very long time to get to the place where I could like calmly talk to people instead of, well, I'll be honest. My initial instinct from my genetics is just hit them. just slap somebody upside the head. And,
I'm not like that. I'm nice. I'm usually like in real life and people, I am nice to everyone, but soon as I feel like some kind of disrespect is being thrown at me or something, you're going to get what you give. And that's where I have to learn to, I have immense patience, but if somebody is just being rude, I'm going to tell you, go get,
yeah.
It's not something that just comes out of my mouth. You have to earn that, So patience, right? We all need it.
Patience is the fact that the synonym for patience in early modern English was long suffering. Mm-hmm. I think says a lot.
I'm seeing all this astrology about Virgos. Yeah. I'm a Taurus, so that could explain a lot to people.
Scorpio.
I'm very on point with Taurus in, moving into air, ruled by Venus. Sometimes I think Mars, but who knows?
I'm Scorpio and very, 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 very Scorpio.
I'm very Taurus. Very, very independent, very stubborn.
I'm such a Virgo, it's unreal.
Oh.
They tend to be detail oriented. Yeah. It's to the point of ridiculousness, which is probably why it's a really good thing for me to be a proofreader.
Barrett's talking about
the perfect job for me.
I'm trying to be productive myself.
That would be a very good skill to have as a proofreader.
I'm glad you were productive. I was holding a phone call. I was refilling my coffee because I just wanted that fresh coffee. And other things. I have to plug my laptop.
And I was planning for next
teaching and stuff.
I was finishing
I did want to say real quick, Barrett, while I'm thinking about it, is that busy, and I did think about it yesterday, about submitting something, but I think that am I having an echo or something? I think that
might be me.
I'm not quite ready for that. So, okay. Yeah, I'm not quite ready for that, Barrett, but you might be able to talk me into it for October. I just have so many things going on right now with getting ready for my con and just a lot of stuff going on. So, yeah, just lots and lots of things going on. Fellow Virgos are here.
Your con's coming up pretty quick, right?
Yes, that will be, I was just going to say, it's from September 24th through 26th. And so, yeah. So lots of things going on. I really like that, Maggie. That's fine. I have to go flip a switch.
I'm short and small. Usually everyone's bigger than me. But I have quite a few siblings, so I do know how to take down quite bigger than me. You got to remember, I have a lot of siblings, and I'm definitely, out of all of them, I'm not the youngest, but I am the smallest. So
I'm the smallest as well. I used to say I'm the runt of the litter.
went to the amusement park, water park over the weekend, and I was just talking and saying, I wasn't able to ride on the big rides till I was in 6th grade because I was so short. So it's funny how long because I was shorty. It took me till 6th grade, so like all my friends could get on and I couldn't get on because I was short. I remember that.
Oh, this is nice.
Oh,
thank you, Barrett. Very nice. What was I going to say? Oh, but actually, I'm of average height. I am 5'5" and a half. I am the average height of a woman. But both my brothers are over 6 feet tall, and I have a half sister who's what is she, 5'9"? I think she's 5'9" or something, 5'9" or 5'10" or something. So yeah.
My youngest son is almost tall as me. And he's still young,
I mean, he grows slowly.
Yeah, he's 9, so he's almost tall as me. So my husband's really tall.
From the age of 9 to the age of 11, I went from 5'4" to 6'1", and that's too fast. It was a very painful couple of years.
I've been like 4'11" and 3/4 since I was like 8th grade. And so I never grew that way. I just, as soon as 8th grade hit, like my height stopped, but my body started developing very quickly. So can't have it all. Can't have it all.
I was this tall at 12 and a half. So everybody thought I was going to be tall too. Thank you for playing. No.
Yeah.
That didn't happen. But
I've always worn heels for a long time. So
I'm like
awkward, weird. So I don't know what happened.
I don't either. But then again, I don't know much yet.
Charlie, I love you. No, like I really do. I can say that, online friends. I love you when other people are like, what are you going to go do? Watch Charlie or Heather? When someone throws that in your face, you know you really love somebody, because I'm like, yes, I am.
This is true.
I'm sorry. I'm not watching any more Shark Tank. I've had enough.
Oh, I wonder if her internet went out.
Yeah, I don't know. I wish we could have had the timer before she left the screen.
I don't know. I'm going to be very graciously accepting of this time to figure, because I think I know what I'm doing. I think I know what I'm doing. I think.
I don't know what I'm doing half the time.
Because last night I finished. It's done.
Oh, I was there and you said you finished that story.
Yep, all the edits are done. All the chapters are posted. They got approved this morning. So, yay!
I'm so glad to hear that you got that straightened out, because you seemed stressed out.
Well, when they tell you what they told me, it was basically meant that not only would the Vela not be able to continue, but the way they worded it, that meant I would not be able to actually sell the book, the collected book, on Amazon either. And yeah, it was a stressful period. And yeah, they were evil and I was dumb. And I think their evil is worse than my dumb. But
I think I'm dumb right now. I have a question for you. Is it possible to take your story down from Wattpad and move it over to Kindle, or is that a big no-no?
That is a no-no.
Okay.
It cannot have been previously published
anywhere
else. And well, unless it's under 6,000 words. You're allowed to use 6,000 words from a previously published story, but beyond that, no.
I have only one story up published on my Wattpad, but my Wattpad is not under Bonnie. It's something under totally different because I like to find readers who don't know me. And you know what I mean? To get a critique actual, not have. I like Wattpad for that usage. So I can write and get unbiased feedback of people who don't know who I am or aren't really following anything. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if I use a different name and get the honest feedback, it'll be more honest than if, I don't know. In my brain, it makes sense.
Maggie, are you accusing me of taking over yet another live stream through my nefarious use of my army of gremlins to knock the host out so that I have complete and utter control of the internet?
I know. And you know what? Happy birthday, Heather. This was her pre-birthday live stream.
Yeah.
So Charlie, look what I found.
Ooh, that's
Look how
big.
Right. This is like a normal. This is a normal size notebook.
And
$5 at Five Below hardcover.
wow, that
Humongous.
that's a good price.
$5.
Welcome back, birthday girl.
I have a timer set up when you're ready.
And that's the new
Oh.
one.
Was it plugged in?
Actually died. I mean, died.
Mm.
I plugged it in, but it wasn't turning on. So that was odd.
That's strange. Could it have possibly overheated?
It is strange. No, it's not hot at all.
Huh.
Yeah.
Because I know my old laptop, if I wasn't extremely careful with it, it would overheat, and then I'd have to leave it turned off until it cooled back down, because it would do nothing until then.
I actually got moisture in my Mac that still hasn't dried out completely.
Whew.
Camping, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I could switch computers if I need to.
So I'm on my old fuzzy camera.
You just have on your Barbara Walters filter.
Make sure.
Am I the only one old enough to remember how every year her camera got a little bit more and more fuzzy?
Charlie, we're getting so old. Pretty soon, nobody's going to remember who she is.
I know. I just thought that was a great trick, that every year her camera got a little bit more and more fuzzy, so you couldn't see any of the wrinkles.
I have to try not to get distracted.
Literally, you see use gauze. They literally used to use gauze.
Yep. I feel like that's going to be something that I'm going to have to start doing soon, because I've seen myself in 4K and it's traumatic. Ooh, that is so pretty.
We decided to pull up some fall timers today because it's moving towards fall and Halloween. And
does that look like area?
That looks
To
gorgeous.
get a little bit of color up there, upstate New York.
Oh yeah. No more beach days probably, but
the Northeast, where everyone.
They won't get here till like January.
We usually take our boat out right up until the end of September, but we'll see. We're so busy right now. Who's doing the countdown?
Is it also true that happens when Who could? I think you're right. Charlie, would you like to?
It's that time of day, apparently. I hear all the mowers starting up outside.
You just made me want to watch Firestarter with Drew Barrymore again by saying, Charlie. Sorry. I love that movie. I love that movie.
If you're not careful, I'm going to have to start a full Drew Barrymore movie marathon because
what if you had that power? You could just set things on fire with your brain.
I know a couple people that would no longer be with us.
Inspiration or not?
I would be. I would make a lot of trolls very crispy. All right, so you wanted me to do the count in for the timer?
You are the person.
All righty. So everybody, it is time for us to try to get some work done, unless you're like me and still trying to figure out what you're going to do after you finish the project, and you need to keep working, because if you don't, you're going to start a slump. And so probably the fantasy project. That's probably what I'm doing. But just so you know, if you don't know what you're doing and you need to take a break, it's fine, because self-care is productivity for writers. So let yourself do that. Or do what I'm doing and just hug this cup of coffee like your soul is at the bottom of it, and if you dropped it, it would go away forever. I don't have a problem. You have a problem. It's fine. Anyway, we're going to get started on this sprint in a 5, a 4, a 3, a 2, a 1, and go!
There you are.
All right. How did everybody do? What did everybody do? And my brother has joined, but I think he'll be back momentarily. Hello to Thomas Dewey, aka Tom. How did you do, Bonnie? Did you start to say something?
I did pretty good. I'm still planning some stuff for next week, and while I was doing that, I pulled out a story journal. And so now I'm working in my story journal. So maybe that'll motivate me to write more actual words in this story. while planning some stuff for next week.
Understandable. And hello to my older brother, my Irish twin, Thomas Dewey. How's it going? He's 13 months older.
And he barks like a dog.
That's some workshop back there.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, doesn't he?
Thank you.
Oh.
My little long-haired
Do you
dachshund.
remember Sammy, Tom?
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's what
Reminds
made
me.
me suggest to my wife that we get a dachshund this time. I was done with the big dog, so
Big dogs are.
and we now have 2 miniature dachshunds. So I think we're set for dachshunds
Right.
now. So
Oh, true.
from now
Okay.
on, dachshunds.
It's an addiction like anything else. Once you have two,
Yeah.
Why stop?
right?
Yeah, we just don't have the space right now for more than one, or we would.
Right.
Apartment living, right?
Well, getting bigger dogs in and out of the car is, yeah, I'm done with that.
Yeah, we have a approximately 60 pound. She's about 62 pounds. She's she's a American Bulldog and Beagle mix. She's kind of muscular, wide and muscular.
Yep. And we've got
Everybody. She wanted to play with some birds this morning. In other words, chase them.
all right.
Yeah.
I wanted to
She
show
was
that.
literally barking at get their attention.
I want to show something, Heather. You ready?
Sure.
All right. This is your birthday card, so I want you to close your eyes because you're going to get it in the mail. Close your eyes. Close your eyes. I want to show everybody else
Okay.
this awesome card that I got because.
Oh my goodness!
Old school.
Oh, now I'm going to get excited.
That's awesome.
Oh, I like the inside too.
Looking away. Around.
Isn't it awesome? It was so. Becca saw that. Oh, we have to get that. I'm like, okay. All right, you can look now. I put it down. It's cool.
Okay.
But it will probably be.
But Bonnie did this.
That's a happy birthday, sister. Yeah, happy birthday, Heather. Yay.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, your card may be a day or two late, but it will go out today.
So, yeah, I have some cards I want to actually work on this weekend.
So I flipped over to my fantasy project because I finished the other one and I need to change of pace for a little bit, and then had a panic because I'm a dum-dum and I'm like, my manuscript's missing. No, I've been working on the outline and my outline is there. The manuscript is missing because it has not been written yet.
Okay.
So I spent the vast majority of that sprint searching through backups and everything, trying to find my lost manuscript that exists only in my mind.
Well, Nano will be here before you know it, right?
Right.
Wink if you're doing it.
That will be probably, preparing for that. That will be my October as usual. And
I'm only mentally preparing. I am not doing a month of outlining beforehand because I'm still working on the project from last Nano. So we have that.
Yeah, I'm a bit concerned about the beefy book that I am going to be doing for the fantasy project because it's going to be way too big, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Just going to keep saying that until I believe it. It'll be fine. I've been writing short books forever. People are going to be happy to see a giant Dune-sized novel come out from me. It'll be fine.
I'm thinking since my kids are back at school, I can double my goal for the day from 2 double-spaced pages to 4, maybe. So I'm gonna try to double my goal, because I cannot write and be writing for like 8 hours a day straight. I can't do it. So I'm gonna aim for 4 double-spaced pages a day when I have free days to write. So I'm gonna hunker down, and then maybe I'll be ready by Nano to like try to do a 10K maybe.
I am just I'm just terrified working on like what's going to be like a 200K book.
Wow, that's huge.
Yeah. I mean, I only plotted out 5 of them. I mean, it's going to be fine. Like
Did you break it down?
It's a million word series. I mean, it's fine.
Okay.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
This is your Mill Wordy project, or is this?
That's not intentionally, but I think it's going to turn out that way.
I hope it works out good.
Actually, I'm thinking about it. It's probably going to be more than that because it starts with a 20K novella that's already with my editors. So it's going to be like.
Do you use different editors, or you mainly stick with the same person?
I'm currently working with Rose City.
Okay.
And
I feel like I haven't seen Meadow in forever. I don't know.
Meadow's internet has been problematic.
But Jace is with Rose City too, so
yes,
can communicate probably pretty well. Very nice. And they're pretty reasonable?
Their rates are unfairly reasonable.
Unfairly reasonable, nice.
It's
either go one way or another. I find some people, they're like, oh, I'm going to charge you on the higher end.
I feel like I'm taking advantage of them.
Yeah. Some people charge you on the higher end for certain things. And then I saw some people doing editing. It was like 15 cents a word. And I was like, that's a lot of money if you have a
professional editor who's been doing it a long time.
On Instagram, advertise 15 cents a word for editing. I'm like, what is that for a 70,000 word book?
15 cents a word? That's insane.
Advertised on Instagram. I was like, unfollow.
Yeah.
That's nightmare fuel.
I'm like, I'm going to pay thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of this person who's new at editing but wants to not underprice their work, but is actually overpricing their work to read this and fix some stuff. I'm like, oh.
It's I know that sometimes when people are pricing their work, it's a fine line, and it's kind of hard sometimes
between fair and taking advantage, right?
Yes, right. And also to be paid for your time, because I know that such things are very time consuming.
That's where experience plays in too.
Yes, experience.
So if you're someone who's never done this before and just took on a job to do it, and you're trying to charge top dollar for non-quality work, then it depends on the quality.
The thing is, in the United States, there are no regulations on this sort of thing.
Well, that's good, because that gives us the freedom to price our own, but we have to be more selective.
Right, exactly. And you need to find.
Same with like Fiverr. If you're hiring off Fiverr or something, you have to really look.
Yeah, I've been going through that a lot myself lately, because a couple people have told me that they want to commission me to do music for them. And while I feel extremely honored by that, I have no idea what that would cost. Like
If anybody's capable, though, you are. So.
Well, I did this to myself because I told a bunch of people that if they ever wanted a song from me to let me know because I was
Don't
bored
you
and
love
wanted to do
when
some
you do
music.
that?
And then I did some theme songs. So like I did the Awkward Sibling Hour theme, their intro and outro, and I did Megan McCarthy's video music.
Oh, nice. I have to check it out.
And, you know, I do all my own as well. And now I've got people like, so how much would it cost for you to do me a song? And I'm just like,
Skills
I
that
don't know.
pay the bills.
So I'm thinking of just I'm figuring out a scale and putting a thing up on Coffee where I can take so many commissions a month or something. I don't know.
Nice. I know Sako does that a lot with her artwork too.
Yep, I got a portrait she did of me.
Yeah, I got a picture coming to me, and I guess she does emotes also, so that'll be cool. So I don't know how much she's advertising that, but I heard that.
Yeah, she's on the list of one of the artists that may get some commissions for the upcoming project.
Oh, nice.
Because that's what we decided to spend our ad money on, is instead of running ads, because that's such a hit or miss, we decided to actually just commission artwork that we can hopefully get people to reshare on social and build a more organic model that way.
I just kind of camped out in a lounge area downstairs. I have this whiteboard. I have all these notebooks all over the place and stuff. I can't wait till my oldest son gets his crap out of that room. I'll have an office. It'll be so nice.
I have a corner. And the chair behind me is littered with things I was using this past week.
But I need them all.
Right,
Heather? But you need them all. You need them all. Yeah, I need them all. Okay, all of them. Every one of them.
Style that, you know, things.
Especially the piles of stickers everywhere. I need those. I need those on the couch.
I have
Sorry, guys. You know, I'm being me.
I have this old crafting tote that oh yeah, I remember. I earned it. I mean, I won it. I don't know if you can see that. American Cancer Society symbol. I won it at a Relay for Life.
Very cool.
Years ago. Several years ago. Yeah. So I'm keeping my planner stuff in it right now. So it comes in handy. I used to actually have crafting stuff in it.
What do you think? Are we going to get one more sprint in? It's about 20 to 2. This will be our third sprint. I know we usually try for like at least 3 sprints usually, right?
Yes, I do like to do that. At least 3. Hey Tom, what are you working on? Real quick.
Well, I've got I have my bullet journal I need to update on for the weekend. I have first on my list this weekend is get some damn rest, but I do have to get some stuff done. So this is my big scouting season from September to really still gets cold in November. Well, this could be insane. And then around Thanksgiving, we slow down through the holidays. So it's
that's right. You're an Eagle Scout, right?
Yes. Oh, it's so awesome. So in the last month, we've had Eagle ceremonies for 2 of my girls in the girl troop, and so we've had the first 2 girl Eagle Scouts in our council. That just makes me so proud.
Neat.
Awesome.
My husband's also Eagle Scout.
Yeah.
My son will be starting Weeblos this year.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, it's an awesome journey, and these 2 young ladies started with me before. They were my co-ed venturing crew before we even started the girl troop. So
I don't do anything with the Boy Scouts except, Nothing. I let him do that. He signed up for it. You do that.
Well, that's good. That's good. You're supportive. I mean,
I'll bake the desserts and stuff for the banquets, but other than that, I wash my hands of that. I'll make sure you got the shirt clean. The rest is on you.
I'm still stuck on the word rest. I'm not sure what this word means. Like,
It means
I started Googling this term. It was like new to me. Like, what is this? Some rest? What's that?
Well, we took the scouts rafting this last weekend, and I'm still recovering. My back's still recovering from that.
Yeah, that's fun stuff.
I know that you have. I know that you get migraines, Tom. Is that another? Is that a trigger for you? Not getting enough rest? Because apparently it is for me.
No. I don't get them very often. In fact, I haven't really had them for a while. I had them last year. I had a very minor concussion last year, and I started getting them like twice a week after that minor concussion. But they have since subsided.
That's good.
Yeah, in fact, I haven't had one in a while now, a few months. So that's really good. So
that's good. Mine have subsided some. So.
But yeah, I mean, I do need to get some rest, so that's good. Manage your time. Manage, and that includes yourself. You got to get some me time in there.
Yeah, we talk about that a lot on these streams.
Yeah.
Relaxation is productivity too. We keep saying. Would you like me to count us down, everybody?
Yes.
Okay. As Mama Maggie Ward likes to say, hydrate or dihydrate. Apparently, that's one of my migraine triggers is being dehydrated. Please remember to hydrate yourself. Do whatever you need to do for your health. Remember to sit up straight. And I can't. I'm not doing a very good job at the moment. Pardon me.
You're doing great, Heather.
All right. Backpedaling. Yeah. We're gonna start sprinting in a second. So get everything you need done. Like hydrating before you get started, but we are going to get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thanks, bye.
Hello, everyone. How would you do on that third sprint? I am still working on some stuff for next week, and hopefully I'll get everything done and feel confident to follow through with all these plans that I'm spending all this time on. How'd you do, Tom? Did you get anything done?
Well, I got some of my to-do list done. Wrote 2 emails to some engineers. I got the procedure started and set up for when he sends me his comments. I can hit the ground running, and apparently I got my other software working, so that's good.
Let me just rephrase. I got absolutely nothing done on that sprint compared to Tom. Absolutely not a single thing of productivity done compared to Tom. You are the superhero of moving and staying focused, I'm sure.
Well, I was just thinking.
In you, huh?
I didn't do anything creative, so.
Probably.
But you did things that were productive.
Yeah, okay.
Which is, I don't think I could get that all done in one day. What you got done in that 20 minutes. That's amazing. Zap me with some of that energy.
So I started my sprint by getting up to stretch.
Yeah.
And then I got back to the desk and I started looking at this outline and trying to whip it into shape so I can start actually writing it this time, not thinking that I wrote it, actually writing it. And then I hear this weird bee running through the room. And I'm trying to figure out why there's a bee over there. And I'm looking everywhere for the bee because I can just hear it buzzing and buzzing and buzzing and buzzing. And then I realized I have my headphones plugged in and I don't have them on my head and people are talking on the stream. And what I'm hearing as a bee buzzing in the corner of my desk is your voices coming through the headphones over in the cubby where I put them. So yeah, I'm fine. I just need more coffee.
No, it's funny. My husband is a lot like Tom. Like he could get so much done, but he's not doing the same kind of things I'm doing. He's doing like checklist type stuff. Like you're like email this, call this, we'll look for that. Some people.
I'm going into a long weekend.
Woo!
Yeah, same here.
I can't people that much. I went and checked the mail, and then like I'm trying to figure out if I could explain writing process, like actually explain, like, you know, when you're beginning and you're writing the inciting incident, can I explain that in an understandable term to somebody else? It makes sense.
Probably, right.
So I'm trying to break things down of story structure in that sense. Can I just not get it myself, but can I actually relate to somebody else in a way they could understand? So I'm trying to write that out and break that down.
Probably really help you, which I'm sure that's why a lot of people do the vlogging about these little subjects, because you know, and whatever videos about these subjects is because it helps them get it in their heads. Like, what is that phrase? If you want to learn something, teach it. So
I also feel like this is why I've recently, over the last year, gotten addicted to Plotter, because and they just made it so much better because they have all of these templates in there that help by asking all sorts of questions. Like in this scene, is this going to happen? Is that going to happen? Are they going to, what's going to happen with this? And they're all like the vague questions of with their current goal, what are they going to da. And it really helps me at least pull out the ideas and get them captured so I don't forget them.
I don't know if that would work for me as well. Maybe, I don't know if it's a left-hander brain usage thing, but I have to literally physically have the connection to write it out to like really get things versus just answering some questions. I could do that all day, but then for some reason that physical connection of me like writing my thoughts out physically, not just typing, but the physical.
I completely understand that.
Is a big difference whether I remember things or not. So
I'm the same way. And you know, and if you look at a lot of writers who do planning videos and stuff like that, I completely get it. Like Sarah Cannon or whoever, I completely get that.
Even structure books, if I'm physically reading them,
whatever.
I physically have to read a structure book 2 or 3 times to actually kind of grasp everything sometimes. So
yeah.
See, I need something with a searchable index, because the moment I write something down and it leaves my head, my brain's like, okay, fine, I don't have to remember that anymore. Yay! So I need to be able to do the Command F. Because like I know I thought of a thing for this.
I think I could get lost in the typing faster. I forget what I wrote faster when I type than when I handwrite. So if I'm writing story typing or dictating, I feel like I have to go back and reread that more often to keep going than if I was physically writing something to remember to continue on writing.
I'm always fascinated by everybody's process.
Everybody's so different the way your brains function.
Right?
I am a lefty, but I've been living in a righty world for a long time, so you got that. So. All right. The coffee is finally in my blood.
I did want to say real quick that especially for certain people's purposes that may be here, that will be my critique, a critique partner of mine. I am up to chapter 15 and merging things and editing things in my own project, in my book link.
Awesome.
So that might be a nice round number to submit for critiquing. For just a place to force myself to stop and then just kind of give it to people. People whose opinion I value highly. So, and then I also wanted to say thank you so much to people who have popped in. Thank you, Funky, if you're still here. Thank you. And this was very nice. And Eva, thank you. I will be busy tomorrow. That's why I decided not to stream tomorrow. I thought about it. But my birthday's actually tomorrow. This is a sort of an early birthday thing, I guess. I don't know. Plus, just working on things.
Happy early birthday, Heather.
Thank you. Maybe I don't have this plugged in all the way. I don't know. Let's make sure this is.
I had a lot of fun streaming with you guys today. I feel like I got my focus in the right direction a little bit.
There you go. Me too.
After Friday, I don't even know what focus means anymore.
Is that any better? Can people
just a few hours a day? I just want 4 hours a day focus. That would be nice. 2 hours of straight focus. To get up in the early morning for that one.
No worries, Eva. But can people hear me all right? Just curious.
I can hear you. You're just a little soft, a little quiet.
Well, what a shocker. I'm a soft-spoken person, but I don't know. It looks like everything's plugged in, but this is a laptop that's several years old. I don't know what's going on.
If you're using your new mic, you might need to turn the gain up on it.
This is the plug and play version.
Does it not have a gain knob?
No, this is the.
What you might want to do is make sure that StreamYard picked it as your microphone.
Ooh. I know when I use OBS, I have to add in the mics.
I have not used OBS to stream yet. Not yet. I'm just going to unplug it. Let's see what happens.
StreamYard may have picked your laptop mic, because that would explain why it's so. Well, you sound a little far away. It does that sometimes. Every now and then, my StreamYard likes to decide that my microphone is my camera, and I don't understand how that works. But, Tom, you're muted.
Don't some cameras have mics in them?
Yeah, my camera does have a microphone in it, but it's very echoey.
And so you don't. Okay.
But it gets very confused with and thinks that the mic is a camera, and the mic does not have a camera in it. At least that I know. Do you have a camera? Are you secretly watching me?
Probably.
I got issues.
That's a nice one.
That's the same one I have.
Good. I got issues. It's just I'm using my lap. I got issues. I got the equipment I need, but I'm not very good at connecting things up.
I have an old analog one. But.
As an
I'm
old
gonna have to
audio
find
engineer,
someone to come in and set up my studio for me, like anything technical, when I actually get an office. Because I don't know where I need help with that stuff. I mean, I can plug the mic in, but I have other pieces of equipment I'm trying to connect with things, and I just get frustrated and don't touch any of it. So,
as an old audio engineer, I am much more concerned about the sound and silkiness of the voice than anything else.
I wonder how I would sound if I actually used the mic. Maybe I'll experiment later.
The Yeti has a fairly round sound, but it accentuates the mid to highs in your voice and gets rid of some of the bass notes.
Do I really need my voice to be much higher?
Yeah, but it,
bring my voice down.
I have to play with it. I have to play with it. I get intimidated with electronic. I like them. I like what you can do with them, but I just get intimidated when it comes to connecting things. I'll get like frustrated and be like, okay, take a break. Okay, this break is a long break now. Try again. Charlie, you have to come over and hook my stuff up for me.
I'm trying to remember how far apart we are.
We're really far. We're really far.
Because I had a moment of, oh, road trip.
Well, you're pretty good. You showed me how to use other things. Maybe I'll have to get on a video call. You'll be so frustrated. You'll be like, just put the wire in the damn hole.
Oh, I am my mother-in-law's tech support person because she knows of my work history. And so if I can be calm and patient and not destructive there, I could be that way anywhere.
So I showed you that cool notebook I got at Five Below, right?
Yep.
I also got these headphones for $5.
Nice.
And they have the built-in mic because one of the children broke my Beats headphones in half.
No.
But they were old. I had them for so long, but I still.
Can anyone hear me?
Oh,
There you go.
I said yes one time and they were gone.
I hear you, Heather. That silky
Maybe
radio
that's because I
voice of
had.
yours.
That's my when I used to answer phones a lot, I would say, "Thank you for calling."
You guys, should I drink more coffee or should I not? I'm rotating between Snapple and coffee.
I don't know. It depends on how much of a hummingbird you want to be.
This is my second cup of coffee. Hey, Tom, have you seen this?
No,
That's from Necronomicon last year. What's that? It's the Cthulhu. It's
yeah.
On a monitor because it was virtual last year.
Oh,
We're drinking more coffee too.
I agree with Maggie. All hail coffee.
Maybe I'll go make a whole pot.
It's empty.
No, what's worse? The kids went to school for one day and now they're going to be home for 4 again.
Oh, it's summer. I can switch to iced coffee, right? And then I've stopped drinking coffee.
Right. Oh,
iced coffee.
That's mostly the coffee I've been drinking lately has been iced, Tom, because 2 weeks ago yesterday, the feels like temperature was 110 average.
Heck yeah, it's been over 100
If
here.
anybody's seen that little stupid little reel I did 2 weeks ago Wednesday, I was literally waiting at the bus stop for an hour and a half in that heat, which is why I had a chair, sunglasses, a hat, an ice pack, and a cold bottle of water. By the time I got home, it wasn't cold.
Yeah,
and here I'm like getting my sweaters out, lighting pumpkin spice candles and stuff.
No, it's too early for pumpkin spice.
I am
The eternal debate.
cinnamon dolce is one of my favorites too, but
No.
it's windy out. The leaves are starting to fall and change. It's windy out enough for a sweater. You know, I'm in upstate New York.
That
It's
sounds
fall.
lovely. Can I take a trip up to at least the Carolinas, if not New York? That'd be so nice right now.
Carolina sounds good. I'd be willing to
no
move
cool here. A little bit today, but it's been it's been in the upper 90s. So
meet up at Hilton Head.
there you
Wow.
go.
And get rid of
Yeah.
get rid of some of these people.
Savannah, St.
They can go
Augustine.
golf at Hilton Head and we can relax.
Yeah.
You keep using words that I don't know, and I have to Google. Relax. Oh, wow, that's an interesting word.
Same here.
This is the most relaxed I've been all week, so it feels great.
Yeah.
Make or become less tense or anxious. Huh.
Well, I plan on setting up my hammock.
I have to learn those words too, Charlie.
I plan on setting up my hammock over here tonight. And
I'm
using that.
I've never been happier to have my headphones in so that the hubby did not hear those words, because he's wanting to set up a hammock out on the deck, and I'm just like, then I will never see you again. Like, you will just eternally sleep.
You have to sit out there and stare at him till he gets up. Like,
oh no, he literally slept through every earthquake we had. And when
I'm
we
sure
lived in
Tom
California.
gets it. He's sleeping on his hammock. His wife comes out and is just like,
oh, it wouldn't bother. It wouldn't happen.
Oh yeah. But I was waiting for it to cool off a little bit.
If he can sleep through a 6.0 earthquake, he can sleep through anything.
Wow.
My husband can sleep through.
Oh, his ears are burning. He came in the room. I'm not talking about you. I'm not talking about you at all.
Kevin, my husband, he slept through what was it? A house fire? There was or something. What was it?
Oh my.
Oh yeah, like there was a small fire in the kitchen or something, and everybody left. They're like, "Come on, wake up!" I don't know. I'd have to hear.
Yeah, you shouldn't
story
sleep through house fires. That's bad.
It's okay to pinch them or dump a bucket of water on her head.
Did anybody have when you're a kid and wouldn't get up for school as a teenager, did anybody's parents throw like a wet washcloth at them when they were sleeping?
Oh, that's washcloth. I didn't think of that.
Did that ever happen? I don't remember if that ever happened to you, Tom, but I know that sometimes you had issues with waking
teenage
up.
years, you won't get out of bed after like the fifth call. My brother's.
Oh, my mother would run the vacuum, do loud things, empty the dishwasher.
I'm giving parents new techniques. Throw wet washcloths at them.
I'm a fairly sound, violent sleeper.
Don't
so
do that.
My mom kept a bucket of super bounce balls that when it was time to get me up for school, she would just open the door and start throwing them at me.
Yeah, because
until they woke me up.
Waking up, hitting you when you're like, "Honey, wake up!" and they're like,
"Oh yeah, yeah."
You stand in the doorway and throw a washcloth at them. That's what you said.
Since my kid's been a teenager, he's been difficult to wake in the morning. And I'm like,
I told you, wet washcloths.
Wake up.
I'm just saying the super bounce balls worked because she figured out how to get them to not only bounce off my forehead but off the wall and back onto my forehead, so she would get at least two for one.
That's tough. Did you wake up with like red marks all over your face from balls bouncing?
Not from that, no. But I was a scrapper in school, so I almost always had red marks and blue marks and purple marks.
Oh.
That's crazy. I
I got
I've
in
heard
a
of
few
people saying that, Maggie.
in my school days, and
My mother was just a little more subtle than that. She would just like make a lot of noise, or and then it was like, I can't stand it.
yeah, no, my
Right,
mom would
yeah.
grab a spatula, a stick, whatever she could find. Get up. Get up or go to bed. Either one usually ended with a stick.
Ooh,
What? What did you say?
that's amazing. That is amazing, CB. That yes.
Ooh.
I do not support this, but I yes.
Enough is
Yeah, I
enough.
don't support it
you know?
either, but it's kind of
But enough
funny.
is enough, yeah. I'm sure that didn't happen because it was the first time. So no parent would do that if it was, it
Right.
must be a repetitive issue of being late every day.
Well, see, I'm a Dorset, which means like I think people think I'm joking. Like my grandfather was literally late for his own funeral, so like we cannot be on time for anything.
I was late for my own wedding. They thought I wasn't gonna come. I was like,
Okay,
40
so
minutes late.
it
because
was not.
I was in the hotel room. I'm like, I'm not on a time schedule.
It was not my fault that we were late for the
My
wedding.
wedding day. I'm gonna eat brunch. I'm gonna do this. I'll be ready when I'm ready. So like, I was like 40 minutes late because I had so many bridesmaids in the limo. They thought I wasn't coming. He was so shook. By the time I got there, he was so relieved.
The preacher
I'm
kept
evil a
telling
little bit,
jokes
guys.
and made us
Evil
late.
demon.
It wasn't my fault.
Wow, Maggie.
I didn't even do it on purpose. I was just in that mindset of like trying to make the day wonderful,
I was the youngest, technically.
Middle kid. Actually, Tom and I are kind of both middle kids.
I just had revelation.
But our sister, she's older, so she didn't grow up with us. So
I did a lot of like weird stuff at my wedding too. Like I had a hard time getting married. I wanted to get married, but I had a hard time. So I'm sorry if I tell you all these crazy stories.
I married the same person 3 times, so it's fine.
No,
It's
I've
fine.
only been married once.
oh,
10 years, and it's been really hard and challenging, but that's what makes you stronger and makes your relationship stronger and blah blah blah.
yeah, quite true.
So that's why
quite
I say
true.
technically I was the youngest. There's 11 years difference between me and my sisters who are next in age. And so by the time I was old enough to really be conscious, they were moving out of the house.
Oh, that's
so
right.
I kind of have traits of both youngest and only.
Probably firstborn too, because the only.
But
I have a high interest in chronological and personality birth order. There's Dr. Lehman. There's a really good book. I can send you the title when I go upstairs and pull it if you want, Charlie.
I think I've actually read that one.
Okay.
So when you said the name Dr. Lehman,
Yeah.
I started
really-
looking at my bookcase over there.
Yeah.
It sounds
I have a deep interest in that because a deep wanting to understand oneself psychologically, I guess.
That's so funny, Maggie. I know what I was gonna say earlier. We've been married 20 years next year.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Excuse me.
Yeah,
So.
this will be our 25th anniversary this January.
So well the ups and downs.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them. It's a big roller coaster, isn't it?
We didn't realize how much we meant the for richer for poorer part.
I actually laughed when the priest said that at our wedding. I still haven't lived it down with him. I go, ha ha, it's an inside joke. Because I told him I wasn't going to marry anybody whose priority wasn't to provide security and stability for their family. And that's why it was a joke. So, but it's a different thing being upfront about what your expectations are out of the relationship before you get married You know what I mean? But if something happened and we lost everything, that's a different story than being with someone who's like, I'm going to be with you, but I don't want to take care of my family is a big difference.
Yeah, we've had several crises hit the family since we've been together. And
us too. Oh yeah. Up and down, up and down, up and down.
From the identity theft, which is why we left Maryland, to the economy completely collapsing, which is why we left California. And then, of course, the perennial will not end recession that we've had since we've lived here. So
It's been crazy. This weekend will be 2 years since my father passed away, so I'm a little bit like in weird mood, you know, examining relationships a lot lately. I think anytime all these crazy things happen, you start re-examining so many different things.
Oh yeah,
oh,
for sure.
doggy.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got dog distracted.
Oh.
Like, Daddy, I'm down here. Give me all the attention. I'm down here. So cute.
I think Molly is so used to me just working that she just sleeps all day.
Yeah, I feel that.
But she's also approximately 15 years old, so.
Oh, my dog is 13 and she only comes out of her spot unless she has to go outside or wants to go to eat. That's it. Any other time she's being in her bed.
Today's the hubby's day off, and well, he's her favorite, so you know, I will not see her much today unless I'm in the same room as him. Because
isn't that so nice to have a day off together?
it is. He's going to be doing some electrical work in my office because one of the plugs in here needs replacing.
I'm still trying to decide if I'm going to do any work tomorrow. I did spend a little bit of money in, not very much at all actually, and I'll be doing I'll be taking a course. I'll be taking a watercolor class.
Nice.
Tomorrow. So it wasn't really all that much, Charlie. It's through the Etcher. It was through their website, and I heard about it because I was watching a live stream on a he's a he's a YouTuber, The Mind of Watercolor. His name's Steve Mitchell. That's it, Steve Mitchell. He's a really, really, really down to earth guy, and he was a let's see. I guess he worked he was an illustrator, so he worked in. Anyway, he was an illustrator for some time, and then he's been. I guess after he retired, he started his channel, and you know, he's a very good teacher. So I'm looking forward to this. So that should be
awesome.
fun. That's my like little splurge, but it didn't cost very much at all. It was $6, guys.
I can only hope that they are prepared for the awesomeness that is you. Because I've seen some of your work. You're amazing.
Well, thank you very much, Charlie. I appreciate it. You know, in anything I do, I strive for detail. So it's just my thing. My Virgo-ness. My Virgo nature. Let's see. I was trying to decide if we want to chat some more. We could just stay on until 3 if we want, because I'm not streaming very much these days. I'm not streaming twice a week. So we want to stay on until 3. Whoever wants to stay on until 3 can. So
As I always say, it's your stream and we'll do what you want to.
And I'm happy.
How tired
I'm
I
happy
am
to
too.
hang out with you. You know, I wouldn't be me being me if I didn't share too much information. So I think that's my brand, sharing too much information.
I feel that.
Yeah.
Feel slightly called out by those words.
I don't care because
Go back and forth.
I tell the truth, and if I tell the truth, I really don't have much to worry about because I feel like I'm a decent person. So whatever you could, I don't give a shit. Like I'm a decent person in real life and in general, and I treat people with respect, and I'm honest. So if I'm that way, why do I worry? I mean, sometimes I worry because of self-consciousness, but if I'm honest, then I have not really much to worry about, I would say, right?
I'm with you, Bonnie. Don't ask me to lie for you, please.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Don't ask me no questions. I'll tell you no lies. Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Right. That's okay. It is what it is.
Right.
You just treat people with respect, and
Yes, absolutely. Treat everyone with respect, folks.
F you guys.
I think my biggest thing is I have to try to not react so emotionally to things.
Yeah.
Think more. But I'm a woman and I don't know. That's not the way my brain works. It emotionally reacts to everything. I don't know.
Thank you very much, Garrett.
I think 2020 and 2021 have taught me that I try to think more logically and less emotionally, because your first emotional reaction may not be right.
Right, correct. I find that interesting because it was kind of the opposite for me, because I went through my 20s and my late teens a very logical, methodical person, and it seems like it's kind of gone the other way around in the last several years or so. Well, I don't know. Maybe that's just because I'm doing more creating and I'm writing. I've been writing and stuff. So I think that part of my personality has really I don't know if I want to use the word blossomed, but it's just more. I found myself more creative in the last several years or so. And the more I try things, the better it gets, I guess. My creativity, the better it's gotten, I guess. Does that make sense?
Yes, it really does.
I feel like only since really this pandemic started have I noticed I was reacting to things. I think before that I reacted things more logically and more calculated. And then when this pandemic hit, it turned like everything seemed to be so emotional. So I feel like I'm trying to get back away from that, because I feel like the last 2 years, everything has had emotional reactions when I go back and examine things. You know what I mean? And then I think 2019, I'm like, everything I was planning was so logical, and now everything's just emotionally scattered everywhere without focus. So it's like, to realize that's what you're even doing is so difficult.
It can be.
Oh, it's been.
That sure was. Yeah.
Getting back on
more scattered than I planned to be. That's for sure.
Yeah. I know you're happy your son's in school now too, so you can function a little bit more yourself. For Heather.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
You can have a little more time.
Yeah. Homeschooling. It did take up a good portion of my time last year. That's for sure. From is it March? From March until August of last year.
Oh, Maggie, I feel that so strongly, and I just have to say I have decided that the 12th is my new year because I'm ugh, I've yeah, no, I'm going to live as defiantly as possible starting on the 12th. Like, no, all the bad stuff,
Still streaming with Heather and Charlie.
all the bad stuff is in the past. I'm gonna.
Yeah, I've been. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I hit mute. I had to send a message.
Oops. Okay.
Sorry, I thought
That's
it was
all
on
right.
me.
No
I
biggie.
just. I'm sorry. Yeah, I hope I'm pretty pumped for this year. I'm pretty
Anything
pumped
happens.
for school and going into fall. It's a new quarter. Going into a new year. Just
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
to wrapping
Finishing up
things
this
up
quarter.
and refocusing and.
Yeah.
I think you can make it through one more holidays, and then I'd like to please have a normal year like next year, please.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. 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 So
What's everyone doing for lunch today?
Pizza,
I don't
because we
know.
accidentally got too much yesterday.
That sounds good.
They misheard our order because I told the hubby asked what I wanted. I said I don't care. I just want veggies and sausage, and he told them that, and they made us a veggie pizza and a sausage pizza. So we ended up with an extra pizza. So yeah, we have leftover pizza. Yay!
I'm not sure what I'm making for dinner yet. I'm thinking about lunch. I'm actually thinking about breaking out some mozzarella sticks, making some mozzarella sticks with some
Nice
for like an afternoony, greasy, easy snack.
I might for dinner. I might throw together a stir fry. So we've got a lot of stir fry veggies. So
I made leftover baked ziti from last night.
Ooh. Okay, Tom wins. I'm sorry. I'm declaring it. It's official. Tom wins with the baked ziti.
Tom wins.
What's a good Thursday night dinner? Stir fry sounds good. Baked ziti sounds good.
Stir fry or pasta.
We've been doing Hainanese chicken almost every Thursday. I don't think we're doing it today, but
I'm almost craving because the weather here is getting cooler. Like some biscuits and gravy.
ooh,
Like a breakfast, like a brunch stuff, like biscuit and sausage gravy with some home fries.
We'll have a cool day in about 6 weeks.
Oh, I gotta wear a sweater outside right now. Like, the wind is whipping around
cool here. A little cool here yesterday afternoon because it rained most of the day, off and on.
I live kind of close to Lake Ontario. You get that wind, lake.
Maggie, I love having omelets for lunch. I used to take pictures. I used to take pictures of my egg sandwiches for some. I don't know where that habit came from, but I used to have like, oh gosh, it must be Thursday. I'm having an egg sandwich, whatever. I think that got started because I was taking shots of my desk or something, and there was an egg sandwich on my desk. So
or it was the pandemic, and that was the best part of it. I've had days where the food.
I was like, yeah, I should have been a food photographer because I'd like try to focus on the smallest detail of this. Oh my god!
Tuscan Thursday sounds amazing, Maggie.
I was gonna say, to be honest, a lot of days food is the best part of my day. What am I gonna make for lunch or dinner is the best part sometimes. I'm
a very simple creature, and
for a high. Go ahead.
I've just been very happy because Hainanese chicken is like my favorite thing in the world, and we've been perfecting our recipe for the last like year and a half. And I'm kind of hoping, because we've been kind of doing that every Thursday. So
That sounds really good.
Did you say Vietnamese?
Hainanese.
Hainanese. Describe that for me.
It is the simplest dish to make and the easiest one to get wrong. It's basically you take a whole chicken.
Isn't it ironic?
Oh yeah, it's a whole chicken that is poached in a broth made from cilantro and leek. And all of that flavor gets into the chicken. But the trick is, as soon as it's done, the moment it's done, you pull it immediately out of the water and you throw it into this ice water bath. And the skin gels into this like amazing chickeny yum thing. And then you take the broth and you strain the fat off the top and you use that to make the rice that goes with it.
I'm going into food hypnosis here.
And it's just, and then you serve it with veggies
Me too.
in a
I was
hot
like,
sauce. And yeah, a nice chili-based hot sauce. Yeah, it's really, really, really good. It's one of my absolute favorite things in the world. It's so simple, but because it's simple, there's nowhere to hide. Like you have to learn your ratios and figure out how much cilantro and da 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 da. But it is so good, and it leaves, because you do a whole chicken, you have leftovers, and that meat is so yummy and can be used for a lot of different things throughout the week.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Sounds so good.
I believe it.
And then you also have leftover broth, which is also good for a lot of other things throughout the week.
You made me want to make kale and potato soup. I don't know where that came from, but all that led my brain to go, you should make kale and potato soup. That sounded so yummy.
I was really thinking hard about making soup last night, but I didn't have the time. But, because it was just so rainy and I got a little chilled because I got wet waiting at the bus stop. Whatever.
You ever use a crock pot?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Between my crock pot and my hot
I grew up
pot and the one pot.
From a crock pot.
If I'm cooking, it's probably going in either the slow cooker or the hot pot or the one pot.
The one pot.
Yeah.
And by hot pot, I mean I actually have a Japanese clay hot pot that I
wouldn't even say I don't use anything except the crock pot sometimes, and then I have like a double stove and cast iron top, so I cook everything, and I can make everything at one time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I could cook something in the bottom oven, or biscuits, or cornbread, or stuff, whatever I want to do. Bake macaroni and cheese. I can do that, and then I can still cook on the top. So, like for sauces and stuff. But I have too much time at home to not cook. So.
Yeah, I'm really into a lot of Asian foods, and that's when I actually broke down and bought a Danabe.
I want to
like it's the ultimate fast food. It's the ultimate fast food because it takes 20 minutes to cook anything that you put in it, and it just cooks on top of the stove. Yeah. And once you start learning the recipes, they're so good. Ooh, that reminds me, I need to tell Brian I want to make shabu shabu next week.
Ooh, I don't even know what these things are, but they sound so good. I'm like, I might make meatloaf and stuff. Basic. Sorry.
Well, see, I feel the same way. See, I feel the same way because growing up, most of my friends whose houses I hung out at, they were either from Japan, Korea, India, Thailand, Vietnam, or China. So my childhood memories are very strongly associated with that cuisine. So, and Iranian food. I love Iranian food. It is.
I grew up a lot of different places. So like one of my nephews, I lived in the city a really long time, a lot of my life, and in different cities. But one of my nephews, his grandmother is Vietnamese. So I'll go over there, I'll get the spring rolls, like official. And then you go over here, another one, got people in the family that are like bomb making the Jamaican jerk chicken.
Oh,
Like,
yes.
I've tasted a lot of different things that I can't cook. Spanish food, I'm okay cooking some Spanish food because, you know, I learned cooking from some of my friends. You know what I mean?
I don't have enough friends around here that are not heathens, and I have a pho recipe that I love making, but it makes a lot and it doesn't reheat well. So, and it takes 17 hours to cook. So,
Wow.
I'm longing for the days.
If it takes me more than a half an hour or an hour total to like prep and get cooking, I'm not doing it. Unless it's a holiday like Thanksgiving.
I don't have that kind of time.
I got an hour. That's what I'm dedicating to prepping, cooking, and on the table.
Cooking.
An hour.
I'm just saying for the writing retreat next year,
Agreed.
I may make pho. Well, the hubby is planning. He's already planning all of the foods, but I may have to make a pho.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm super hyped up.
Which, by the way, if anybody wants to get in on that, if you go to the Discord, there is a channel called Retreat, and we are planning a writing retreat next year where we're all going to get together and like actually hang out and do stuff next fall. Which gives time for people to, save up money. That's the hard part.
Yeah.
You remember the Evergreen Writing Oasis last year? Woods did. I wonder if they're going to do a second annual one because that was really great. That was
really good.
That's really the one that I participated in. That I had a
lot of people participated in that. It was great. Sold the merch. I still got like a coffee mug and.
I still watch Sage's one on writing poetry all the time because I keep hoping to do that.
I really enjoyed doing that. That was fun. And, it like kind of opened a window in my mind. And I wrote some stuff for it, and it was great. And I hadn't written poetry in years.
I have started writing things that may be lyrics for the upcoming album. Maybe. We'll see.
I went back to Wattpad this week and unpublished a bunch of stuff.
You unpublished, you said?
Yeah, I don't know why. Sometimes I do that. I don't know why. Sometimes I feel like it. I left one story up on that, and then I was like, okay, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep playing with Wattpad or do something else that I can use. So if I can't share those stories on other platforms and I'm only keeping them there, do I really want to continue to?
Well, you can take them down and publish them as a KDP book, but as far as Vela is concerned, it has to be unpublished.
That's fine with me because I didn't have any other purpose really for that. But I'm like, do I want to keep using Wattpad? Is a question I think I'm asking myself.
Well, I understand that. Like the question I'm stuck on is how invested do I want to be in Vela going forward after Friday?
I get that after watching your videos this week. So.
I mean, the good news is I posted the last 2 chapters in Noble Sacrifice last night, and they both got approved this morning. So, if nothing else, the entire that entire set of stories is up there and will be coming out through October 5th.
That's 12 chapters for that Vela, right?
It's 14.
It's Blinded Angels,
14.
am I correct?
Yeah, that's the Blinded Angels one. There's 14 in total. I believe 9 are out now.
Okay.
But I really want to be involved over there because I think it could eventually be something amazing. It's still really difficult to get readers into the system over there because it's new. But I really think it could be a thing. But after being treated the way that I was. But I'm probably still going to use it as a way to like drip drop stories out as I'm writing them.
You
Just
said you
'cause-
fixed the issue really easily, though, right?
Well, after
make
being
it
told by
fresh.
6 different people, see, that's the problem though. So it started on Friday, and I talked to 6 different people over at Amazon, and each one told me that there was nothing they could do for me, and it was over. It was done. I broke the rules, and
What
it was
rule?
over.
Yeah.
I am not allowed to say.
Right, but were they specific at least?
No,
Okay, see.
they never told me what they thought I did. They never.
Like that too. They're not specific.
Yeah, they never told me what they thought I did. They never explained anything, and they locked me out of my account so I couldn't do anything about it. And eventually, thanks to all of you lovely beans, when the video came out where I explained everything and y'all started sharing it and commenting on it and sharing it, I magically received an email where they magically unlocked the chapter. And it was once they actually unlocked it, it was a really easy, simple fix that something went wrong when I uploaded the chapter. There was a glitch that caused a problem in the chapter, and all I had literally had to do was copy and paste the right text in. But 4 days of them constantly saying, "Oh no, you messed up. One of them actually responded to me and told me that I am a bad writer who does not make content good enough for people to read."
What?
What?
An actual person on
Yep.
your staff?
Yep.
So they're doing Velas does critiques of your writing?
One of
So that's what they do. They go through and they give critiques of authors' writing.
No, they do not. But they will.
They did.
They will not allow anything on the site that will be a poor reading experience for the reader. I think I'm allowed to say that because they've added a bunch of weird NDAs.
Sounds
But
like a lot of control.
Yeah, it's their system is frustrating. But, you know, like I said on the stream yesterday, like, you can't ignore them. 86% of all book sales come through Amazon. So if you want to meet readers, that's where they are. So
Oh, she's talking about Wattpad.
Easy.
yeah, when all that happened to you, Maggie, that's when I
Wattpad
pulled.
did I care to not share without making any money.
Yeah, I pulled everything
I use
down.
Wattpad for endorphins. I write under a pen name. I just put stuff up there to see if I get reaction for how many reads with honest feedback versus people I know. That's all I use Wattpad for. So I wouldn't do any stuff in
Yeah, speaking of endorphins, I am very seriously considering just putting all of my other projects on hold and writing that really, really smutty romance novel just as a break for a little bit. I've got it planned out. I already know the name of it and everything. I'm not saying it out loud yet. It's like I haven't told anybody the pen name that I'd be writing it under, because
I haven't told anyone the pen name I use.
I will. I'm not like, yes, we're talking about finishing Trampires. Yes.
Ah,
I probably wouldn't say anything unless I put a full-length novel out under a pen name instead of just other works of writing.
But, you know, I'm not ashamed of it, so I would let people know. It's just, I was shocked when I searched my prospective pen name, and it came up with nothing in Google. So and it came up with nothing on Amazon. So no one has used that as a name. So I don't want to say it until
That's
I've
good and bad.
snagged it.
That means it's not taken, but also nobody's thinking of that.
So it's mine. It's on mine, and I'm not saying anything until I publish something with it.
To have things that are searchable is important.
I might even trademark it as a doing business as a DBA. Just because.
Vampires.
there you go.
And then
Vampires.
That's mine.
Can I normally ask a question here?
Yes.
So what are the kinds of reasons that an author may may have a pen name?
For me, it's because for me, the only reason I'm going to use a pen name is most of my fiction, while it's not written for children, I would not be upset if people under the age of 18 read it. The lovingly titled by Maggie Trampire's series, I would feel very uncomfortable if anyone under 18 read it. So to prevent market confusion, because it's a dirty blood and naughties series. So
super.
So to differentiate your markets, I like that.
So to differentiate the markets,
yeah. I just finished my MBA, so I'm interested in these kinds of things. So that's interesting. Is there a freedom to writing in a pen name that?
There is. I know some people that every genre that they write in, they have a different pen name for. I had contemplated that, but I pretty much write the same kind of fiction, just in different clothing. So I have not experienced market confusion with my genre hopping, because even in my sci-fi books, they're much more science fantasy books. So, my fantasy readers don't get confused. They're just, there's spaceships in this one. So, because space wizards are fun.
Yes,
but yeah, if I started writing middle grade, because I have a middle grade idea, most of my books come out as C.E. Dorset, and my middle grades would probably be under Charlie or some other variation of my name, just to differentiate them, as this is the children's books, the younger books, to prevent market confusion. But I really would feel awkward if some of the audience that I know that I have for my other books just went, "Oh, Charlie's got a new book out," and went, "Oh my goodness, that's yeah."
And the only reason why I would, sorry.
No, continue. I'm rambling.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so what was I going to say? I guess that the only reason why I would have a pen name, a different name than Heather Dewey Pettit, is I've always wanted to write under my complete maiden name. So that would, since it's not my actual legal name, then that it's considered a pen name.
Yeah, and anything that you write under that's not your actual legal name. So She Who Shall Not Be Named has two pen names.
Yeah.
Because J.K. Rowling is not her real name.
Right.
She does not have a middle name. She was
not
given a middle name.
Middle name. Right.
But and I have another business-related question. So does that mean you need do you have to do anything legal to protect yourself if you use a pen name?
You might want to trademark it, or at least in your state, file a DBA, a doing business as, and claim it as a business name.
Yes.
Those can be important things to do. I've got a few friends that write under pen names, and they actually incorporated the business under that name. So that's actually the name of the LLC that does those things. And that can be a very handy thing to do. That can be a not inexpensive thing to do, depending on what state you live in, because,
I have to even do that for Heather Dewey Pettit, because that's not my legal name. So if I have a business called Heather Dewey Pettit Edits or something, then I would have to have that a business name for that. And then I'd probably have to do the writing part, the whatever, my original, my I can't say. My maiden name and all, I would have to do the same thing.
But yeah, there's a lot of business things that writers don't think about, and it's one of the things that I have talked about previously on my channel, but I often get shouted down by people who have not been in the industry as long as I have, who are like, "You don't need to do that," and I'm like,
One of my sons.
I mean, you can really screw up if you started your launch your career as a writer and you don't set yourself up properly. Yeah?
If you're collecting money, you need a DBA, a bank account, and records. You also, you need different things. You have to be able to account for your work and your payments of product out.
Yeah, anything that you do that you make over $500 a quarter, you have to file an amendment to your taxes on.
My husband, I'm part of his LLC company that's not doing anything right now because he's doing other things. So he put that aside for a better opportunity, I should say. But I was well aware for quite a while. I was doing all the copywriting, all the website setup, all the web. I set up the website, did all the content. I had to do all the invoices, pulling the inventory, sending out bills, taking in money, making sure people accounts payable. That was way too much for just me because I can do that stuff, but ask me to plug some stuff in, I'm not going to be understanding.
Because as a writer, you were legally
a lot to having a business for sure. 100%. You're right, Charlie.
Actually, not even just as a writer, as a creative on the internet, you are operating as an independent contractor under law. And unless you incorporate into some form of business entity, then you are responsible as an individual for everything that happens. If you want some copyright protection,
file copyright,
because you have to file. I will say, depending on what you want to do for your legacy, try to always file your copyrights as an individual rather than as a corporation, because if you file as an individual, your copyright is your lifespan plus 75 years. If you file as the copyright as a corporation, the copyright is only 75 years. So if you feel like you are wanting to leave a legacy, beyond you. And of course, that's probably going to change next year, because next year Mickey Mouse goes into the public domain.
Wow.
And Disney will not allow that. Every time Mickey has gone into the public domain, they have pushed a law through Congress to get copyright extended again. So expect a change to the copyright laws in the
last minute,
either this year or next year, because Mickey is about to go into the public domain again. So.
And if you are not in writing and you're running at LLC,
you're thing with Peter Pan too every once in a while. Because the owner of the Peter Pan thing, everything is a nonprofit organization.
Mm-hmm.
It's the hospital in London, the Great Ormond Street Hospital.
And also remember that the difference between copyright and trademark here. Trademark is eternal.
Right.
As long as you are continuing to use that trademark, it will stay in effect even if the copyright on it expires. This is why Sherlock Holmes is still controlled by the Holmes estate, because they trademarked the character of Sherlock Holmes. So you technically cannot use Sherlock Holmes without getting their permission first, even though all of the works are in the public domain. The same is true with everything that Edgar Rice Burroughs ever touched, from the Barzoom books to Tarzan, all of that. All of the books are in the public domain, but the characters have all been trademarked by the estate.
Right. That was, I think, the same thing they did with the Barry stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The Peter Pan
Jan
stuff.
Barry, yeah.
That sounds familiar. But I think so. I think it's still set up so that hospital does still get the funds from all of the sales or whatever, from anything related to Peter Pan, still goes to them.
Yeah, so it's very important to understand your rights as a writer, because every time you hit save, you have generated roughly 1,500 legal rights. Because copyright goes into effect the moment a document is fixed in form.
Automatic.
So literally clicking save on your computer creates your copyrights. And it's not just one, you have thousands delineated by law.
So it would be anything before 1932
Cool.
or something like
Yep.
that would be caught in public domain then?
Yes.
75 years?
I might be off in the math.
So, for example, 2 years ago, The Prophet by Khalil Gibran just finally went into public domain. And that was published, I believe, initially in 1930.
Okay.
I'm sure there's a list of movies and books and things like that that are in public domain by now. They probably have a list that's available.
There are quite a
Oh,
few, and if you go to archive.org, they actually keep track of what is in the public domain and make freely available the public domain texts. So does Project Gutenberg also does that.
Right.
Which is then when you get into the fun gray areas, because some have been settled through lawsuits. So, for example, all of the works of H.P. Lovecraft are now in public domain because when August Derleth claimed that he owned them, he forgot to file for his extension in 1972 when the copyright extension had to be filed. And since he'd never filed for extension, all those works automatically went into the public domain in 72. And we have T.S. Joshi to thank for suing him over that and proving that in court. But it gets really complicated from there on out as far as what works are and are not. So do your homework before you rely on something being in the public domain. Because I would really like to do a reboot of the Lensman books because I absolutely love them. And all of the early books are in public domain now. But there is question as to whether or not the later books still being under copyright affects the use of the previous books. So there's a lot of gray areas out there. And that doesn't even get us into the realm of like orphan works and all the other nightmares that come about in the wonderful, wonderful world of publishing.
You know much better than I do on that. I haven't published any books yet.
And always remember, especially if you're using fairy tales, make sure you use absolutely nothing that was created by Disney. Such as the princesses' names. Most of their names came from Disney, not from the original stories.
Yeah, but you see people rewriting that trope over and over and over again.
The trope.
Books, another Cinderella, another one of Sleeping Beauty, another one of this. They're just rewriting the same stuff. They're using the same trope and just...
Oh, no, the trope is fine.
Although sometimes they turn it on its head. But
if you...
Which is fine.
If you gave her a pet mouse named Gus Gus, you've now violated copyright.
Right, but you could change Gus Gus to Fat, and there you go.
Correct.
Dawson. That might be a little different.
I don't know. I think there's a thin line between a retelling and retelling someone's specific story. So, like you said, they could just change the name. I know that's an issue. I saw something. Some author just got.
So I wonder how.
Got in
What's
trouble.
his name? Ridley Pearson.
Names and were mass selling them online. I have to think of the person.
Ridley Pearson and who is it? Dave Barry did those Peter Pan books from 10 plus years ago.
Yeah.
They must have gone and had a special arrangement. I keep thinking.
Money talks.
Yeah. Yep. They had money.
Maybe they bought the rights or some kind of deal to present it.
They must have done something. Talk somebody's ear off. I don't know.
All right, guys, I'm gonna have to run. Got some
All right.
got a to-do list that I get done before my scout meeting tonight. But just
Nice hanging out with you.
nice hanging out with you guys. One interesting thing
Thank you for coming.
One interesting thing on my to-do list is sharpening my throwing axes. And just so you know, you sharpen the throwing axes, you do not sharpen the throwing knives. Just keep that in your pocket. You may need it. I don't know.
I prefer sharp knives.
That's right. All right. Bye, everybody.
Have
See you
the
later,
fun.
Tom. Talk to you soon. That's always nice when he comes by.
It is.
He'll probably end up calling me sometime this weekend. But I might I think I might call it because I'm really starting to get tired. So so do we want to do an outro, guys?
Sure. Hello, everyone. My name is Charlie. I stream every Wednesday and Thursday over on Twitch starting at 5 p.m. Eastern. And it's a party. It's a lot of fun. And luckily, it's not always just me. Usually, I have a whole smorgasbord of awesome people joining me on camera. And that stuff doesn't even go into like all the amazing people that are in the chat. Like yesterday felt so awkward being over on YouTube for the Twitch blackout because I kept looking over where my channel points are supposed to come in and the monitor was blank. And I'm like, nobody likes me anymore. Why is nobody spending channel points? I'm like, because you're on YouTube, idiot, and there are no channel points here. It did things in my head.
Huh?
Yeah, I would do.
It did things in my head. And if you don't understand everything that went on yesterday and why we did the blackout, Jesse Gender on their channel did a wonderful video titled "Hate: The Emotional and Physical Cost of Hate Raids" that is very powerful, and all the trigger warnings just they recently had somebody dox them live on their stream, which that's fun. So if you want more information, I highly recommend checking that video out. I am, at least for the time being, still over on Kindle Vella with my Blinded Angels series. If you are into weird, wacky, it's going to get dark. I keep trying to warn people, it is going to get dark. Like this is a slow boil story, but once the water starts boiling, it gets dark. And yeah, that's still coming out over there every Tuesday. The new episode comes out, and I would, in a way, kind of love your crowns so I can shove it in their face and go, oh, look how popular I am. But I'm totally bitter. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm totally bitter about the whole thing. The collected work of that will be coming out in November for anyone who doesn't want to do the Vela part of that, and I will be doing the next book in that series, the Circle Unbroken, soon. So it's written, it just needs polish. So the story will continue. I anticipate and look forward to all of the hate DMs I will get from the cliffhanger that occurs when the season ends. Because it does not end nicely. It does not end nicely. I'm just giving you the warning now because everybody's been like, why do you keep saying this is dark? It's like all sweet and delightful. I'm like, just wait. Just wait. You need to understand the world before all the bad things happen. Just wait.
I agree. So, okay. Well, if that's all you were going to mention, and I think you already said something, Bonnie, maybe I'm a little tired.
Keep trying, keep doing, eventually you'll get there. And I look forward to writing with you guys again. Coming September, you'll probably see me a lot more often for some early daytime writing sprints. So I hope to join me. And have a great week. Have a good holiday weekend.
Great. Definitely. Everybody have a great holiday weekend. Thank you to everybody who came. Thank you for everybody who came to watch and came to say happy birthday. Thank you very much. Anybody watching the replay, thank you very much. I am going to continue streaming on Thursdays. No problem, Maggie. I'm not quite sure. I'm entertaining the idea of going back to doing Tuesday as well, because that might be helpful for things, for getting stuff done and just productivity and everything. And adding some structure to my Tuesdays. Okay, what else did I want to say? Except that, so I've got that going on. I've got, yes, I will be sending, I guess the first 15 chapters of my large project to critique partners. I'll make myself just hit the send button, either today or tomorrow. And, but mostly I think tomorrow I'm going to relax and just kind of have a mental health and good birthday. And anyway, I guess I'll see you guys next week. Thanks for coming, everybody. See you guys later. Bye.
Bye.